Thank you. Well, thank you, BridgePointe. It is great to be with you in the morning. And like we said, my name is Charlie, and our family originally, we're from the Midwest. We grew up in Illinois, Chicagoland area, and we didn't move out here actually until 2021. And kind of like the disorientation of everything COVID and all the things that were going on, we got this call and commission to go and start a church. And we had never been to New England, had never been to Connecticut. Honestly, the only time I'd ever really thought about Connecticut was like UConn basketball from time to time. And BridgePointe, people from BridgePointe have been a part of this process for us all the way from the beginning. Starting in 2021, we began conversations, learning about New England, seeing how God was moving here in New England, and it stirred our hearts, and our trajectory started shifting, and we ended up coming out to Fairfield County, Connecticut, which the way I describe it is like if Connecticut's like your fist with a thumb, kind of shape-wise, we live down in the thumb. So we're like the New York metro area. The train runs out there. A third of the population of Connecticut lives in Fairfield County. And so there's a massive need there for churches. There's an amazing opportunity there for the gospel. And we kind of see ourselves like anchoring that southwest corner of New England. And we're just seeing what God is doing throughout the entirety of this region. And we're highly encouraged by it. BridgePointe has been a very special partnership for us, like we said, not just because of the financial resources, but I told our church this morning, I left them a video, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to visit our cool older cousin, okay? Because you guys, like 10 years in, it's inspiring to us to see, like, what can God do in New England over the course of 10 years with faithful people? And so, in many ways, we're hoping to imitate what God has done here at BridgePointe, and in other ways, we're seeing God do a new thing because the soil in Fairfield County is different. The gospel is the same, the seed is the same, but the soil is different. And so God is moving throughout all of New England, and we're really grateful, not just for the financial resources, but because of that kind of up the road connection. I like to think of it like up and down I-95. Like you guys are kind of like our neighbors. And so we have a cool cousin who lives down the street from us, is how we like to think about it. And because of that, we're able to have relationship as well. And it's one of those things like when Paul writes to the Corinthian church, and he's like, hey, your generosity creates gratitude in the kingdom. We are so grateful for your generosity with your resources and also with your abilities, with your talent, with your teams that you've sent toward us. We could not be doing what we're doing without you guys. And so I got a couple of pictures. This is our family. Leslie, I'm sorry, the first picture is actually about a year ago. Around Easter time, we believe God's building City Coast one table at a time. And so this was kind of an interest meeting, generating interest, seeing who might want to be around this church as it gets started. Last summer, we were meeting once a month in the gym, and that's kind of what we began, asking again, God, are you starting a church here? Are you building a community of people here? And then this is my family, the crew here. The ladies are holding down the fort at City Coast today. So my son and I, we got to take what we're calling our broad trip. We got to come here and visit with you guys and be here today. But my wife, Leslie, and our oldest daughter, Ella, our second oldest, Violet, and our youngest daughter, Pearl, they're all over in Connecticut today having church. They're actually worshiping right now, which is a cool picture, just a reminder of like, man, this church thing that's happening throughout New England is really happening in a multitude of places. And so your generosity enables us to do that. Like we could not, based on the group of people we have right now, we could not sustain ourselves. And so your generosity creates in us a great sense of gratitude. And like Paul says to the Corinthian church, that gratitude wells up in glory to God. So your generosity, our gratitude, God's glory. That's kind of how this kingdom thing is working. And so thank you, not just for your generosity, but also for your example. Like I said, you guys are an example that we see as worthy of imitation, and we hope over the next 10 years to see similar fruit in Fairfield County as you guys have seen here through BridgePointe. And so with that being said, like I said, we're up just down the street. So like in August, you can come help us with something. We got something going on, and you'll get more information when that comes. But at least there'll be a familiar face. So we only need a handful of you, so don't flood us. But it'll be a fun opportunity in August to get back together and to continue expanding the kingdom throughout New England. So thank you, BridgePointe, for your partnership.